Buongiorno, buonasera, benvenuti amici. Welcome, my friends. My name is Vincenzo, and welcome to my channel, Fountain Pen Therapy. Well, I have a video on the forgotten Ongdians, and now I have a video to propose to you about the forgotten Majohns. In effect, during my autumn to December 2023 Chinese purchase of pen binge, if you will, purchased several pens that I never got a chance to review. Put it this way, I don't believe that these are the stars, so to speak, so they never got their individual reviews, or even if they did, I never thought to publish them. Instead, what I thought I'd do, a little bit, not a little bit, similar to what I've done with the Ongdians, is take these 5 pens that I think deserve some honorable mention, and that you should have my thoughts on them. And I've reviewed the 5 shorter reviews, but nonetheless, you get my point of view all at once on these 5 Majohns. So, do they present an issue? Are they reasonable writing instruments, or should we have or were we right to forget about them? Stay tuned. I'll be right back. So we're back with the pens, and here they are, the 5 Majohns. So, first of all, I think the first thing we want to mention is that these 3, that is the M600S, the N3, and the M700, are cartridge converter. The Majohn C4 is a vacuum filler. And this one here, the T2, I'm not sure what they would call it. I guess it's a pump vacuum. We'll get to it in a second. But maybe we should look at that one first. What I mean by that, and we can get the filling systems out of the way, is this contraption here. There's some ink in there and I can't do it, but you press on it and it lets go. A little bit like the TWSBI Go, if you will. So it's kind of a pump. You pump it and release it, and the ink fills up. And this one is a vacuum, and the rest are cartridge converter. Okay, so I mean, I think we should look at every single pen. First of all, this M600S. Well, the obvious resemblance to a Dufold. It's the Dufold design with the Parker, even the Parker, sword-like clip, the 2 black finials, a center band, is reminiscent of the design of the M600, the Parker Duofold. There's a section. Section is very comfortable. It's a nice pen, nice size. Not too heavy. Does it post? No, it doesn't, folks. It just doesn't post at all. So you're going to have to do with this pen without posting. What I like about this is that I've put in a Majohn 1.1 stub in there, and I was wondering whether or not I could do that. And the answer is yes, I can do that. So there's the 1.1 stub, and we'll see how that works out in the writing sample. The next one is this N3 finish. I like the spaghetti resin, very nice. Functional clip. I just noticed I have a mess on my fingers. I apologize for making the pens. Nice finial. Pretty basic in terms of design. Like I mentioned, a little bit on the thin side. So it's got a thin section, but very smooth, well built. It's got a number 5 sized Majohn nib. We'll see fine, I believe. Not extra fine. Doesn't appear to have an indication, but I would say that's a fine. So that's the fine. Does it post? Yes, it does. It just kind of sits there, but it posts. And there you have it. So it posts comfortably. Pen is fairly light, so it's not a back weight problem at all. The next one is my M700. I really like the shape and feel of this pen. This, if I've forgotten any of these, this is probably the one the most forgotten one that we shouldn't have forgotten it. It's a very nice pen. It's light. I like the resin combination. I like the section, the way it feels, the way it writes. Very, very nice. Does it post? Not really. It just sits there, but it just not enough. So I would not post this. This actually came with the choice of Bach nib, so I chose a Bach nib. It's a Bach fine nib that's on that pen. Writes very, very nicely. I know because I've written with this one before. Again, is it inspired by the Dufold? A little bit thicker. I mean, girthier cap. Unlike the M600S, which has got a thinner cap. This cap is a little girthier. And I like the design of that top finial with the resin. The way it combines with the clip. Functional clip, not a problem. This one's a nice pen. I think I've inked this months ago, and it's still, I think, if you, well, I last time I checked anyway, it writes right out of the bat. No hard starts whatsoever. Some people would argue that that clip is a nonsense. I like that clip, just because I don't clip my pens. It's more of a decorative statement, anything else, I guess. I'm not sure. I like it. I really do. What's nice about this demo is you see that little step there. It just isolates the nib very nicely and keeps it always wet. So it does work. And like I said, it's a vacuum filler. So this is a nice pen, nice size, nice section, very good weight, a big pen. Does it post? Again, it just sits there. So I'm not sure how much you should rely on the posting. It's a flimsy posting, but nonetheless it's there. There you have it. That's that. Then there's this heavier pen, the T2, functional clip. Like the design. Does it remind us a little bit of the Stipula? Perhaps. Some people would argue yes. That section is extremely slippery, unfortunately. But because of the weight, it kind of sits there. And because there's a little flare, it does help. And there's that Majohn or actual Moon Man nib. I don't know how that got there, but it's a Moon Man nib. And I think that would probably be a medium. Very smooth section. I like that pump filler. And it's got some weight. Does it post? I believe it does, but here again, it's a flimsy posting. So none of these pens are really comfortable post other than the N3. And even the N3 is a little suspect. So it does post, but not very, very well. So there you have the 3 pens. The forgotten Majohns, folks. We'll show you the measurement table and then proceed with the writing sample. Okay, so we're all set for the writing sample. The notebook that I'm using, or the paper I'm using, is Tomio River on an A4 large-sized notepad with it's a blank page with a template underneath. So the first one is the Majohn M600S with that 1.1 Majohn stub. So let's try that out. M600S. This is in the amber color. The nib is that Majohn 1.1 steel number 6. The ink that I have in this pen is Dominant Industry Earl Grey tea or Earl Grey. I don't know why they call it Earl Grey, but it looks like the tea. Very nice. So it is very wet. It's very smooth. Oh, it's not writing on me for some reason here. That's weird. So, problem with constant. Not great. I don't know if it's the ink or just the way I held the pen, but it gave me some issues there. So that's the MAJOHN M600S. Okay, let's do the MAJOHN M3 next. It's the green brown, I guess, swirl or spaghetti resin. Okay, the nib is a MAJOHN number 5 fine. It's a little bit like a Schmidt nib. The ink in this pen is the Dominant Industry. Forest. So very wet, especially for a fine. It's got an extra fine feedback. It's like a needle, okay, sort of like a nail. And in terms of very constant, not a problem there. Okay, so that's the MAJOHN N3. Next is the favorite of the lot in terms of, anyway, my choice, which is the MAJOHN N700 green resin. The nib is a Bach steel number 6 fine. The ink I have in this pen is 3 Oysters marine green, which now that I look at it, really resembles the Dominant Industry Forest. I thought I chose 2 different colors. Now, well, you know, we're dealing with a Bach nib, so very wet. Very smooth. Just a pencil feedback, a real pencil feedback. In terms of very constant, not a problem there. Apologize for that. I don't know if you heard somebody call out my name. It was my wife. So I don't want to restart this video just because of it. She's entitled to call me. She was calling me. I think my son just got home, so she was excited to let me know. I apologize for that. Okay, so the next one here that I have for you is the, and this is the one, you see, look at this. I mean, there was a little bit of hard start there, and part of it is me. This is the MAJOHN C4 demo, clear, and the nib is the MAJOHN. Now, is that a fine or a medium? Medium. So it's the new MAJOHN medium nib. Very nice. I forget what ink I have in this. This has been inked for a while, so it's a big mystery. I'm not sure what ink I had in this pen. Apologize. In terms of performance of the nib, yeah, very wet. And this even after many weeks of non-use. Very smooth. I would say it's constant. By the way, that ink does look to me, or anyway, like to be a dry ink. So under those conditions, non-use plus a dry ink, I think it's very nice. Okay, here's a slippery one. This is the MAJOHN. Yeah, that is a very slippery section. Look at that, I'm losing control. MAJOHN T2, I have to hold it up higher in kind of a pink. And it's metal. I guess it's aluminum, but I'm not sure. The nib is the old I would say the old medium nib, number 6 steel. The ink is Waringal Dracula. I'd say it's very wet. You know, pencil feedback, so smooth. Not buttery smooth, feedbacky smooth. I would say it's very constant. So there you have all of the pens for you to appreciate, and their writing samples. I must say that my favorite would be, the two favorites would be the MAJOHN M700 and the Demo Clear C4 from the lot. And the rest I would, I can't say no to this one either. I mean, that's a nice, you know, dual-fold clone, if you will. But they don't post. So that's one of the drawbacks, should posting be an issue. But the MAJOHN M700 is my favorite of the lot. So given that, we'll declare that the winner. We'll sign our name next to it to say thank you very much for joining me. Please subscribe if you have any comments. I thought that this is a useful video. It combines 5 pens at once, and it gives you a short review of each. And it's my list of forgotten MAJOHNs. Take care. Good day.